Hey everyone, it's Jen from Ascension Mountain, and today I'm going to be talking about something that we all experience at times, which is that feeling of feeling lost or confused. Maybe we feel overwhelmed and stuck from that overwhelming feeling, or just feeling unmotivated. And I want to talk about how we can take these feelings and really start to shift them and shift our perspective to head to a place with more clarity, direction, and focus. And so, first, I want to start by sharing we are in this age of Aquarius, which is said to be a time of information overload. And I'm sure you can feel that with the millions of things that are being spread on the internet and just everything that's coming in all the time in our field. And it can cause us to feel very scattered when we aren't clear in our direction and our focus. And so that's why it's really important to know where we're headed and to have discernment and making decisions that are going to align us with where we are headed. And sometimes when we experience these feelings of feeling lost or confused, it's because the soul's purpose is evolution. The soul is always wanting to grow and expand and evolve. And so this could be your soul trying to tell you, I'm ready to be out of this loop. I'm ready for the next one. And so I'm going to be referencing something that I use as a visual to help break this down for you. So I like to reference this as the power of the arrow and the power of the aim, and how we can aim our arrow to be one of precision and power. And so we a lot of times have two different spectrums of how we are approaching life, but I like us to be right in the middle. So on one end, we have someone who may have a million targets out there, and they have all these goals, and they're trying to do all these things, and they have all these arrows, like a whole bag of arrows, and they're taking the arrow, they're drawing the arrow, they're just launching arrows out, trying to see what arrow hits a target, and then we'll try and go that way, and then it's like, oh, okay. So it's like very scattered, and we're just launching and trying to see what catches. And I think what that comes from is when we try to take shortcuts or the quick way, and we don't take the time to allow the stillness to create action. So we must have our actions be born from our stillness. And we have all these quick platforms and shortcuts out there like TikTok and all these quick ways to do this, and I think those are actually the long ways. I think those are distractions from what's real and what's true. And what's real and what's true is going to be something that you took time to get clear on, took time to be still in, and then start to head in that direction. And taking all these little shortcuts is really going to end up stacking up over time and just leaving you feeling lost, scattered, confused, overwhelmed. And then eventually, when none of your arrows are hitting the targets, you may feel discouraged. And so then we have the other end of the spectrum where maybe you have this grand vision and you've taken your arrow and you've set your aim and you're just holding it. You're just holding it. You're just waiting. And you're just waiting, and you're afraid to let go. You're afraid to take that leap and afraid to launch it. And so how can we find that balance of meeting right in the center where we can find power and precision, where we have one target, one focus, we take our arrow, we set our aim, we line it up, and then we let go. And that one strike is going to hit that center point on that target every time. And so that's why it's important to ask ourselves this question: where am I headed? Like, do you know where you're headed? And what is the overarching goal that you're headed towards? And this overarching goal that you're headed towards must be in alignment with your heart for it to feel truly one of pure joy and happiness when obtained, and feel that sense of fulfillment. Like that's literally what our souls seek, is fulfillment in our purpose. I'm a firm believer that we are all here with unique gifts that we need to harness and discover and reveal, and then begin to spread and share our gifts. And so you have something so powerful within you that you need to discover and begin to share. And so hopefully, this conversation is sparking something in you, that you have to know where you're headed to gain that clarity. Because once you set your aim and you know where you're headed, you can begin to have discernment in your actions. So you can say no to things that aren't in alignment with that path. And then you create this energy around you that's going to be very magnetizing to allow the essence of life to support you in where you're headed, because you are vibrating with this goal and this energy, and you're like, nope, I'm headed that way. And then when people come in and try to doubt you or say you can't do this, or other people are doing it this way, it's like, no, I know where I'm headed. This is what is in alignment with my heart. This is what my heart is calling. And just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean I can't do this. And so really, our target has to be something that's truly in alignment with our hearts, not with anyone else's hearts, not what other people want you to do, but really what is right for you. And so you have your aim, you set your aim, and then you take one aligned action every day until you get there. And I like to look at this analogy like something in nature. So you think of a sprout, and it's growing roots deep into the earth, and that growth is a lot of times unseen, but there's just a little sprout on the surface that it has to show for it. And it's like, well, I've done all this work underground and here I am, but here I am. And that's powerful, and it's going to keep growing. And so you have to remember that there's power in the unseen growth that you're doing every day, and you can't give up. You just have to keep going. And I think a lot of people give up because the path to get to these dreams and goals a lot of times is unknown. But we have to remember that we have to keep the end in mind, and the path to get there will reveal itself over time. If you keep your vision as your end in mind, you will get there, I promise you. One step at a day, one aligned action at a time. And so align your life to be in alignment with the dreams that you're headed, instead of just shooting our arrows in all these different directions. It can help you save energy, and it generates vitality, because now you have spirit and energy working alongside you to get you to where you desire to be. So I hope that has inspired you in some way, and I hope you take some time to meditate on this question: where am I headed? And how can I start to slowly get there? There are no shortcuts in this life. Life is a total journey. It's not a sprint. I'm sure you've heard that line before, but it's so true. And you have to remember that, when we have a dream, there is a time before the dream comes true. So right now in this moment is just as important as when the dream actually comes true. Right now, and what you're doing right now is all a part of the unfolding. It's all revealing itself day after day. So remember that, be present, and never give up. And then once you strike your target, you have a new target, and you keep allowing this soul to evolve with you, and you just keep going. And so I hope this sparks something within you. If you need some tools for meditation or to help you feel more connected, please check out any of my meditations that are up on my YouTube channel to support you. Maybe even just go out in nature, do what calls to you. And if it's some other practice, do that too. You are what is most important, and what resonates with your heart is most important. And if you need some help kind of in direction and clarity and discovering some purpose in life, I actually have created a course based off of my personal experience when I was feeling so lost and really struggling in my life. I had to I went, monk mode. I went out in nature and I built this program, is what I'm offering. But it's called Locate Your True North. And it's a 7-day meditation journey. It's not 7 days long, but it's 7 meditations. And there are 7 different wisdom chats that go alongside it. And it's helps describe the path of the unfolding of revealing your true purpose and having to set your aim on your true north, which is the guiding light. It's our compass and why we were planted here on earth. And so I feel that this journey is one that resonates deeply with my heart, and I feel so called to share it with anyone who is feeling this way, feeling lost or confused. So if that calls to you, I'll link that below and you can check that out. And if you need additional support, it can be very helpful to be in live gatherings and have a collective community. So I have an Ascension Mountain community that I would love for you to join, and we can connect in that internet space. I will also put that below. And I do monthly meditations on there, live meditations and collective messages for everyone. So I'd love for you to be a part of it. And I'll see you again soon in meditation. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being here, and never give up. Keep finding that clarity and just keep going. I am your biggest fan and supporter. You got this. And sending you so much love.